All right. The last session that I went to at South by Southwest was called VR Animation and Where It's Going. So the speakers there were Danica D. Leonardo, and she works for Boabab Studios. Lauren Hammonds, who works for Time Studios. German Heller from 3DAR, and then Kane Lee from Boabab Studios as well. Danica was the interviewer, and the rest were interviewees. I think German Heller is from Argentina, which was interesting to hear some of his perspectives about his culture and how it's changing in Buenos Aires. They basically talked about how animation has changed as a result of VR. Music within VR has been a huge thing for them, and the industry in general. Just the ability to simulate eye contact and use hand tracking, eye tracking is becoming a huge thing now too. Just takes thousands and thousands of hours for these engineers to create like such a visual spectacle and such an experience that really has been unmatched in any form or in any way in history, digitally at least. So I mean, they create a lot of digital stories in animation. They went into kind of few techniques that they use for those. They noted that the level of interaction has grown a lot for them. People, like actors, actresses especially, are really getting involved in a lot of their technologies. And they held an event, I think it was for the Tribeca Film Festival, and they had a couple pretty big actors there. I believe Julia Roberts actually tried out this VR experience. It was all during COVID, so it was all online, but they were able to meet all of these celebrities in a way that felt like it was very much in person, even if it wasn't. That was really interesting to hear. They did a couple demos as well, so they showed a lot of the VR stuff that they're working on and the VR technology that they've started, which was super interesting. It was I forget the name of one of them, but it was this journey of you become this little girl's brother or sister, and you follow her through these woods, and it becomes more and more complex and basically responds to whatever decisions you make. The eye and facial movements of her are extremely advanced and evoke emotions and show emotions extremely well. There was this other part of it where actors and actresses can actually perform live, and that part of it is even more inspiring because they talked about how people really just want live experiences. And it's one thing if you record a TV show or a soccer match or a football match and later you go back and watch it, even if you don't know the result, it's still different than being in it and being in the moment, being active in it. And that's a huge thing that they're able to do with VR, and also the actors and actresses' ability to improv and do things have just brought it to a whole new level. They also said the metaverse is going to grow a lot, and this is kind of just the beginning stages. One of them wasn't super impressed with the metaverse. He thought that the technology was very cool, but also not quite where it needs to be, and the animation is going to improve. He had higher expectations for it, but he really thought that there's going to be some promise within the field. So many different types of animation and so many different cool things that these people were able to talk about and show. Some of the demos were really cool. I can't reenact those for you here, but it was super interesting, and they all had a lot of things to say, especially the guy from Buenos Aires, German. It was cool to hear from him, and Kane Lee as well. Just all of them were great. engaging, funny. I thought it was a really cool session. One of my favorites for sure.